Welcome back to the Blacksheep channel. Blacksheep here. Today I've got another gun presentation video for you. Another revolver too. Two in a row. Two revolvers in a row. Who'd have thought? We last did a big revolver, and now we're going to do a small revolver. This is a series video too. Remember, we're running a tubathon, a subscriber drive. We're looking for subscribers, and to do that we're doing one new video every day for 30 days. This is video number 13, I believe. Lucky 13. The North American Arms 22 mini revolver. We went from a big 357 on the last one to the smallest revolver you can buy, as I understand it. North American Arms. They have been in business since 1972. I believe they're a Provo, Utah company. So they're American, 100% American made. 72 they were called North American Manufacturing, and then they changed to North American Arms in 74. Freedom Arms developed the design and then sold it to North American Arms in the 1990s. And then since then, North American Arms has taken this design and run with it. They have a whole family of pistols in this design, different barrel lengths, different innovative configurations with the handles that fold up and clip handles and all sorts of things. Even this past year, they've innovated in their product line and added some new guns that I'm going to be taking a look at here in the near future. But sometimes they're called mouse guns. It's based on a 19th century design where if you were one of them poker players, you had one of these things somewhere tucked away in your vest. Mouse gun was a gentleman's gun back in the day. You always had to have a firearm on you, and there were certain times when you didn't want to carry a big firearm. That's what the mouse gun was perfect for. And North American Arms has taken that design and just wonderfully run with it. I've got it sitting in one of their holster designs, a leather holster. Lets you put it inside your pocket, holding it in the right position. This goes inside your pocket holster. And then over here, you got some extra ammo. So if you're ever in a situation where you need to reload your backup North American Arms, it's probably a serious situation, but you've got 5 more rounds in addition to the 5 that are chambered in the pistol. It's a single action pistol with half cock, full cock again. There we go. We've talked about this in a couple of videos already. This one is 22 LR. To load it, you got to remove the cylinder. Right up here is your cylinder pin. You're going to pull it back to half cock. You're going to push in that pin, pull it straight out. Cylinder's free now to fall out. And there you go. You load your 22 LR in there. Pop your cylinder back in. Put your pin back in the front like so. It'll line up. And voila. You're good to go. I've got fairly big hands, but I can still manipulate this pistol. With some practice, you can still fire this thing very accurately at the distances it was meant for, 5 to 7 feet. But at 5 to 7 yards, you can hit a 2-liter bottle with this thing with some practice, no problem. In 22 LR, it still go bang. It's not exactly a man stopper, but it's certainly better than bad language. They're available in, I believe, 4 different calibers. I looked up on the site. There's 22 short, which I could load in the 22 LR if I wanted to. 22 LR, 22 short would work in this revolver. But there are some calibers in just 22 short, 22 LR, and then they go up to 22 Winchester Magnum Rimfire, 22 Magnum. And then there's a 22 cap and ball version too, which would be kind of crazy, black powder, something this size. Anyway, North American Arms, this thing has been in my collection. This is the oldest gun in my collection. I can say that easily because collection has grown and waned over the years. I've been collecting guns since I was a teen. My very first gun, here we go, flashback story for you folks. Sorry, Blacksheep flashback story. My parents were not big gun enthusiasts when I grew up. As a matter of fact, we were told as kids we weren't allowed to have guns. So Blacksheep, being who I am, I went the other way and said I got to go get as many guns as I can get my hands on. The very first gun I bought at a flea market in this country. This is many years ago now, 30, 40, this is going on almost 40 years ago. There's a flea market down the road. Somebody had a bolt-action Marlin 22. It looked a little rough in the bluing, but it was cheap enough where was less than $100. I don't remember the exact price, but it was cheap enough where I, at that age, as a teenager, I'd taken my 10-speed to the flea market. I couldn't drive yet. I had the money for it. I remember my brothers were with me, and everybody was all excited. And get this, America, just picture this for a moment. I lived, I'd say, about 10 miles from the flea market, down a couple of different long country roads. And when I rode home, I didn't get a case for my 22 bolt action. I couldn't afford a case at the time. I think I had to come back for a case later. But it had a sling with it, fortunately, because that's how I got it home. I slung it across my back, big 22-inch barreled 22 bolt action thing. I don't think it had a scope. And I rode home on my bicycle, like I said, 10 to 12 miles on country roads. Think about that for a minute today, folks. If you saw somebody riding a bicycle with a rifle slung on their back, how long would it take for one of you to pick up your stupid cell phone and call 911 today, right? What's wrong with this country? What's wrong with this country? I made it home with the bolt action rifle and managed to find a hiding place for it, because I still lived at home with my parents, who didn't allow guns. But that was my first gun I ever bought, was that bolt action 22 rifle. Anyway, this is the oldest firearm still in my collection. I bought this not too long after that bolt action. I was young. I was 21 at the time when I purchased this. I can vaguely remember. I was about 22, 23 when I purchased this. I think I remember the gun store I picked it up at in Guns Galore, perhaps, in Fenton, Michigan. Anyhow, the reason I still have this gun, and I don't have a lot of my other gun collection, if gun collectors out there or people who've owned guns for a long time, you know that should you run into some trouble, need some extra money for whatever reason, you can look at your gun collection and go, you know, I don't really use this one a lot, I can take it over and I can sell it. The beauty of guns is some of them will go up in value over the years, and you'll make a hefty profit sometime if it's been in your collection a while. That's not always the case. Sometimes when you need money to pay the bills, you get to sell a gun and just pay the rent and stay with a roof over your head. So a lot of times I went through that, and I lost a lot of my gun collection. But this one, these are, I want to say, $179, $200 retail, brand new. So there's not a lot of money in this gun. So when I went to sell my collection, nobody wanted to buy the lowly North American Arms used 22. So this thing is over 20 years old, easily been in my collection that long, because nobody wanted to buy it when I was down on my luck. So that's why it's the oldest gun in my collection. Kind of fond of it for that reason. They do make another type of holster like this that isn't leather. It's nylon based or Cordura based that I used to have when I did carry. That was handy. But anyway, North American Arms, mouse gun, 22. I got a whole family of these things. They deserve a place in your collection, definitely. This will not be the only one that I own, but it is my oldest gun in my collection right now. And glad I could share that with you folks. If you hadn't hit subscribe now, we're hitting a tuber drive. Hit subscribe, hit share, hit like, and come back tomorrow for another video. It's not going to be a revolver video, okay? Tomorrow's video will not be a revolver video. But come back tomorrow, and thanks for watching me on the Blacksheep channel. See you next time.